And recording is now in progress. All right, so welcome everybody to the September 3rd, 2025 Caroline Town Board Agenda Meeting and public hearing. And we will begin with the public hearing. So
We're doing the pledge to the flag.
oh, yes, I guess, yeah, we'll do the pledge to the flag. So let's do that. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great. Okay. And
Excuse me.
this is obviously going to be extremely quick public hearing. The public hearing on tax cap override local law is hereby opened. This is a public hearing to hear comments on a proposed local law to allow the Caroline Town Board to override the New York State tax cap without penalty, if necessary. And I have opened the public hearing. As far as I know, we've received no comments by mail or email. There's nobody here at the town hall, and there's nobody of the public remote. So without further ado, I will close the public hearing. And with the public hearing closed, I will now call the town board agenda meeting to order. And we normally invite privilege of the floor comments at the beginning, but for the same reason that I just stated for the public hearing, we will dispense with that. And so additions, deletions from the agenda, I'll just make a few notes. I want to speak about review board membership, Sue Pierce-Kelling retiring from that body. And the JCAP proposal. So I'll try to remember those in the meeting. But we will start with committee reports. For anybody that wishes to start.
I guess I had thought that Bill Paducah was going to speak about suggest changes to the zoning law. Did he contact you?
We talked about it. I don't think we confirmed for this meeting.
I sent him an email and I didn't get a response, so
Okay, I think he might be
traveling.
away.
Other than that, I think it's, I don't know if I reported on this already. At the last planning board meeting, there was continued discussion about agrivoltaics. But more like in a fact finding.
So I was at Kingsbury Farm the other day and I saw Mike Gloss. And he mentioned that this week there was some meeting about solar.
Tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. That's right.
It's happening.
It was at 6:30 tonight. Did you go to part of it?
I wanted to, but I didn't think I could make it back. I couldn't have dinner and make it back, make it there, and make it here
Okay.
all together, so I just skipped it.
And what was the gist of this meeting?
For the public and municipalities to come and see a solar farm in Dryden.
Oh,
Which one was it, do you know?
On the it's on a dairy farm
It's on
right there.
The one on Ferguson Road.
That the one next to Irish Settlement?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
oh, I drove by that. Okay.
We've all seen it.
But I think I don't know, people getting together to like further elaborate and discuss about these kinds of
The
projects.
kinds of discussions
Yes, and people can see it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people that would probably come have never been able to walk on an agrivoltaic. But it's interesting though, as far as I know, it's not actively farmed where the solar panels are. So
Is it supposed to be agrivoltaic?
that's a good question, I don't know.
Okay.
I go by there all the time. I've never seen any sheep or anything.
I mean, it could be agrivoltaic if they have sheep out there once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Or if they could be growing things, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of where I think some of the research is going, because there's a limit to how much land people are gonna eat and,
Mhm.
but and there was a thing in the Cornell Cooperative Extension newsletter,
Yeah.
they're doing research
I
on,
went to that meeting,
yeah,
that was
I figured you probably.
3 weeks ago or something, that was a good one, anyway, it's long story short, over in Lansing, there's a potentially big, like 1,000-acre installation going in. Massive, massive
Is that
thing.
at the power plant?
No, it's a bunch of farmland.
Oh,
But what's interesting is there's a portion of it, I think 100 acres of it, that's gonna be owned by the solar company, which is not typical.
Hmm.
Typical, it's leased from the farmer to a solar company, so the solar company will
Right.
own it, so they have the ability to say, we can use this land. And so CCE is helping to potentially organize a collective farm organization, so a cooperative group of multiple farms to utilize the space to sublet the farmland under the solar panels. Because it's very hard, a lot of these solar companies don't want to do agrivoltaics.
Oh, they
It's
don't?
complicated.
mhm.
Yeah, and I think it sounds like it's not always as efficient, like maybe, you know, if they have the panels, like say, going straight up and down, so they don't shade too much, they get less energy than, but,
You
you know,
learned that, that's right? You-
that's what I gathered from that article that was in the
Okay, oh, I
Cornell
got you.
paper.
It's also the issue, I learned this meeting, it's interesting that I never really contemplated, I thought it was just solar panels on farmland, but what it is it's the designation of the land changes in terms of permitting and things, and it becomes industrial.
Oh, yeah,
And so to have a farm in an industrial site is very challenging to
Maybe market.
manipulate and
Yeah.
organize around.
that reminds me, so there was a lot of discussion about that at the last planning board meeting, just the change in designation and,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay.
I can't even summarize, I don't think there were any conclusions made, just that, you know, that's part of the thing.
Caleb Scott is like amazing. He knows it in and out. And if any municipality wanted to hire him to figure it out, he knows all the loops and hoops, and
Huh.
he's amazing. He's doing this nationally. He's doing these things. So he
Yeah,
knows.
was Bill talking about including Caleb in the
I think
presentation?
I think he's supposed to come, they're gonna ask him to come and do a presentation.
To the
Oh, to
planning
the-
board meeting?
Yeah, to the planning board meeting, the presentation was about requesting zoning changes to accommodate the mobile home law.
Right,
That's the reason he was gonna come here, is to,
Bill,
Bill.
right,
not about solar voltaics.
Okay.
I'm just reporting that at the last planning board meeting, because that's done now.
Yeah.
They've got their suggested changes, and it's just a matter for mobile home law,
Of
just a matter of,
communicating it.
yeah, when they present it to us and
Right.
to us to
Okay,
decide. But so that's done with, but they spent a lot of time in the meeting discussing issues related to
Mhm.
agrivoltaics and, you know, and not just having it for sheep grazing, but
yeah,
for growing things.
cool.
So in that discussion of changing, because it has a lot of tax implications for the farmer.
Does Bill realize that we're sending them revisions to the subdivision law? And
I
Does it
mentioned
go
it
to the
to
planning
him,
board?
that it's impending.
Cause I mean, I would hope they would
Okay.
jump that up. above
Our next
what it
meeting's,
is in terms of what they address,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
in a couple of weeks, so. If it gets sent to him, then,
It would be good if they could prioritize that.
yeah,
So we can make the change in the law.
I think that, you know, he would have to get it so that he could add it to the agenda.
Right.
Yeah,
Ideally, it won't be complicated, but you never know.
it can be as complicated as we want it to be.
Anyways, I think that's all I have
Okay,
about the,
that's great. I will watch for the next planning board meeting agenda. Cause
Okay.
if I can, I'll attend that, cause
Okay.
just to be a fly on the wall.
I mean, it's like the 16th or 17th, something,
Okay,
it's on my computer, it's
17th is a board meeting, so it can't be.
16th then. It's on the 16th.
okay. Great. Great, thanks, Michelle.
Our department is on vacation, so I have nothing to report on that end.
Who's
Tell
that?
us about your vacation.
Highway is on
Oh,
vacation.
highway was on vacation. Yeah,
Transportation Council didn't meet this month.
It's August. It was August.
And now all of a sudden.
I will mention. Since Kate's been. You reminded, following the trail, you're all
Yeah.
interested in that. I can't remember if I. Explicitly mentioned this at a board meeting, but I want to, so. A friend of the Coddington Valley Trail group has formed. And Bill Goodman, former Ithaca supervisor and board member, he started that, but. That'll be changing soon with other people stepping up and so there've been several work parties and a bunch of it's been cleared and made more obvious. It's still a walking trail, but one person at the last work meeting, he biked from Banks Road to Burns Road and back quite happily. So,
Trail, well, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks to German Cross is bikeable easily.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what the work's been done on the German Cross to Burns, so.
Great.
yeah, so anybody can join, and so this friends group is starting. So. Great, this all reminded me of two other things that I just wanted to mention tonight that. I guess it's already come up that I sent you today, the notes I sent you before, kind of simplified about the so my suggested tweaks, they're really tweaks to the subdivision law. So if you all agree that it's sort of ready to, I think we might as well go ahead and get input from the planning board and the review board.
For sure.
So I'll send that out to them and invite input. So yeah, and I figure it makes sense to do that first before we might engage with our attorney Guy Crowe. So that makes sense. But
I mean, even for Guy, this should be very straightforward.
yeah. And then the other thing I forgot to mention is that I wanted to talk about is the siting of the telecommunications hut. So there's been a lot went by today, sort of new information and suggestions. So we should talk about that. Maybe do that at the end of the meeting. Would that make sense? Good. Or we can do it now, whatever, I think.
Any other reports?
Yeah, I guess I was assuming the reports are done, but yeah, are there any other reports? Don't want to cut them off.
Do you have anything to say about the broadband?
Well, mostly the hut. The hut, I mean, I guess otherwise. The grant disbursement agreement is very imminent, so we should have that soon, that's really important. Yeah, thank you guys, there are a couple of things I should mention. Velvet is getting the documentation for all of our payments. That made last year and this year that weren't from the bond monies. That's gonna be our first reimbursement payment, so Amanda and a fellow named Matt and Dryden that's helping her are getting that ready, so that will happen shortly after the grant disbursement agreement is in place, and we'll also sign the intermunicipal agreement, and then we'll be ready to put in for the first reimbursement request. So that's kind of exciting.
Do we have any news on the groundbreaking? We don't yet, do we?
I don't think it's set yet, it's for mid-October or something like that, so. Yeah, did you guys all, did I? Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about,
we talked about it before, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll update you on that, but yeah, the groundbreaking here is kind of centered on our hut, so it'll be good to have that discussion and get it inked
we
out.
could just take a little shovel. You know,
The golden shovel.
yeah, we get, yeah, the golden shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So why don't we take care of business and then, yeah, if we have no further committee reports, I'll move to business and offer resolution to adopt the local law to allow the Carroll Lake Town Board to override the New York State tax cap.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Kate. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great.
We can go home now, theoretically.
With that, yeah. Guy calls this local law a form.
Mm.
So it is, it's
A little one.
it's a procedural. Yeah, he said it's really just a form.
Kind of like using Authenticator to try to get in to look at the minutes.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to do right now.
Oh, you are? Okay. Hold off on that. So other items,
I never try to do it other than like,
so Velvet let me know that Charlie Davis they're putting in for reimbursement through the JCAP grant for bailiff fees. So that's for bailiffs in attendance during DA night, so that's 12 times a year. So yeah, I sent an email today and Michelle read it. I don't know if everybody did, but I'd recommend, yeah, I guess I'll let you do it as liaison.
Okay.
Michelle, if you want to reach out and just say, we'd like to request that you consider making this part of the grant.
okay, in addition to upgrading the electronic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it kneecaps or anything.
You think we need a resolution?
Oh,
Oh, wait, that's the other-
No, we already did it.
Yeah, we already did it, and
Yeah.
it doesn't specify what it's
That's right.
for, so, yeah,
Yeah, so,
okay. Has there been anything from the survey on security that was done? Any results from that?
no,
Isn't that weird? With that big
I
rush?
think, yeah, so. No, haven't heard a thing.
So they could, I mean, they're only gonna be requesting a fraction of what's available, so.
That's right.
So far as we're aware.
Mhm.
And if JCAP funds are eligible, that signals to me that the justice court system wants municipalities to access money to cover base
Right.
fees, so I think it's,
So that would take the pressure off the town from covering it?
well, yeah, we pay it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
They don't cover infrastructure, have them help us insulate the court building.
well, I mean, it's not that far out, we got a $30,000 grant that supported the geothermal. So it did. That was
The
because.
fire escape.
Huh,
You could. Whoa,
but the fire escape doesn't involve the court.
If the exit is out of the court. If there's a.
Is there a door back there?
exit Out of the court, it would.
Yeah, okay, the new
The new
structure,
structure.
yeah.
Just thinking out loud,
No, it's good thinking. Good to think. This is why frankly, I think it needs to be. It can benefit. By being a conversation. That's exactly how the geothermal worked, because Josh Shapiro attended a meeting here and at the end he said, do you guys have AC? Well, no. And one thing led to another, so. We got geothermal over a question about AC units. probably cost $1,000 or something, so.
Well, it's interesting, a heating and cooling system seems different than a structural improvement. And so you'd have to just check to see if they would do that.
Right,
Right, not, maybe not, but you know.
yeah. And that's, yeah,
Or,
If it enhanced court security by providing a non-public,
yeah, I mean, egress would be the
Egress.
word, right?
but who knows? And but this would also have to be, I mean, at some point we'll have to have this conversation with the court anyway. If we were to continue to plan for the new fire escape. I
the new
mean,
stairs,
the new stairs,
yeah, no, I know, I think,
especially if we cut an entrance
yeah,
on this floor.
yeah.
It'll be an interesting conversation.
According to Google AI, JCAP funds can be used to pay for court building infrastructure.
Hmm.
They're intended for facility improvements and renovations for town and village courts.
Hmm.
Renovations and facility improvements, this can include upgrades to existing buildings. Security equipment, furnishings.
But it's interesting that they don't seem to be including the bailiff fees in that.
Yeah, it seems like a totally different animal,
Yeah.
so I will say, you know, Velvet's on the meeting now, so Velvet's my source, so. I don't know, is there any precedent for this, Velvet? Has it been done before?
I don't know if we've asked for it before, but I've heard it discussed before. I don't think that we asked for any money last year, but this year he's like he's getting security doors and stuff for the new building for the justices.
Mm-hmm,
And he said that he was gonna put that, that they were gonna include the bailiff costs.
okay,
It seems like that's part of security.
This AI
That's true.
says
Yeah.
court facilities and improvements, not bailiffs. Or
Does it say
enforcement.
that?
it does say that?
So the idea is to pay for bailiffs? It
Yeah,
says you can't.
oh, did you hear that, Velvet?
According to Google, I don't know how official that is.
Do you know, I guess that's Google AI, not the Justice Court Administration website or anything?
Right.
But it
It
is.
is pulling from the court facilities aid and assistant program website.
Well, maybe what you should do
Instead-
is just add,
Bailiff fees and other enforcement costs are typically charged directly to the debtor by the enforcement agencies. These fees are regulated by law and they can be added to the original amount of the debt. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what is that?
And we're totally trusting AI.
No.
yeah,
Well, that's what Trump says, so.
exactly, so, what I would just, I would make an inquiry to the court to say,
If this is something worth pursuing.
yeah, is this something worth it, could you let us know? If,
Yeah.
You know, we would suggest this if it's appropriate or something, so. Great. But interesting about the
I think we could,
idea,
but just how would that work into the process?
well,
To be a separate
yeah,
process.
yeah. Because it's gonna have to dovetail with the restoration progression.
And could we get a JCAP grant alongside our New York State grant?
Right,
That could be another question.
yeah,
Oh, because they're both New York money.
Maybe not, maybe not.
And we might be able to.
yeah, I don't know, yeah.
And so the JCAP money is for 2026. And when is the renovations are in 2027? So that would be another thing to consider. Is the
Yeah.
timing.
So we could do it for next year then.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is right, so. Our geothermal took a couple of years, because we had to get an RFP in place, we tried air source heat pumps first, didn't like that. So it took a while, it wasn't the next year. And what I heard is that if you've gotten an award, you're not eligible to apply again until you've expended that. But there was concern that we didn't get it done pronto, so.
And is it a reimbursable, or can you build it and then, like, do you have to wait and get the money to build it, or do you have to,
You
or can you
have
build
to-
it and get reimbursed?
You have to build it and get reimbursed.
But do you have to get permission to build it first before you get reimbursed, or, cause like with farm grants, you have to get a contract for the work, then do the work and pay for it, and then get it reimbursable from the state or federal. So you have to get a contract and then build it and then get reimbursed, but then where is the application process?
Yeah, well, that's interesting because, so when we got it, we didn't have a contract, but we were given the award, but we weren't given the money. So, you know, we didn't get the money until the work was done,
Mhm.
so,
All right, well, it sounds like we could figure that out.
yeah. Yeah.
When
Good,
does it due? The application?
I think it's due in October.
October
Oh,
sometime.
Yeah.
kind of
It's
bad.
kinda-
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of close. Anyway.
Worth looking into.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's interesting is we already have the proposal for that piece of the work. You could say, here's what our engineer says it's gonna cost, and put that into the JCAP
Hmm.
grant.
Yeah, but we don't really have that quite yet. That's the next stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What they have now
Is it estimate?
is sketchier than that, yeah.
Okay. I don't know how flexible they are, where it seems there's
Some discussion about that, where we have to, I mean, there have to be decisions about funding for that, et cetera, et cetera. You know, they might charge us more for that design, it's up in the air right now.
Yeah, possibly,
Yeah,
we'll see.
but in other words, what I meant is it's not gonna happen immediately.
remember that for
Well,
next year. then.
Interesting, it's interesting to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe AI is a real thing.
And next year, I have an additional justice to maybe
that's
have a
right.
discussion
That's
about
right.
such a thing with.
Right.
Yeah,
Hot? Or minutes?
yeah, I just wanna get everything else out of the way
Yeah.
and then go to the hut and finish with that, so. I think, cause these are real, I think, pretty straightforward. So with Sue Pierce Kelling retiring, I plan to put out a notice. A town announcement later this week inviting applications, so. To go along with that, if you know of anybody who you think might be good or be interested, you know. Say something to them, ping them, I don't know, this. And I think the way we're kind of doing it now is anyone that's interested should just write a letter of interest to the town clerk. Explaining their interest, why they want to do it. Then we'll have a board interviews at some point. This is an important position, and I think we should plan on filling it when we're satisfied that we have a good applicant.
And Sue is currently the backup
Yeah, alternate.
alternate. So it's gives us a little bit of leeway.
Yeah. So yeah, and Jack, who's on there, he has a class on Tuesday nights now. But still, they have a quorum with the 3 other members, so they're still good. Okay, very good. And then I just wanted to reiterate that on September 19th at 9:30 in the morning, that's a Friday, is the next meeting with Barrow about the town hall restoration project. So, if you can attend, that'd be great,
What time is that again?
9:30. I'm gonna make every effort to bring donuts and coffee,
And to keep the meeting under 5 hours.
Definitely, I think we can do a little better than that.
Yeah, I can't stay for 5 hours.
So, 9:19
September 19th, yeah,
at 9:30.
9:30, yeah.
We won't be there. I'm gonna be, out of town from the 13th through the 20th.
Okay,
Mark. If
Go
we
ahead.
have more than 2 board members, are we gonna have to make it a meeting?
I was just thinking about that. I mean, if the board members aren't. Yeah, I don't know. Probably,
They won't be deliberating, they'll be receiving information.
yeah, I was thinking of them as being observers. So I don't know.
Cause we're not gonna have any minutes.
Right,
Well, Barrow produces minutes from the meetings we've had
What-
so far.
What about just putting it out as a working meeting?
As a what?
A working meeting? Have you guys ever done those? We have working meetings set up in Richford every Wednesday at 9 AM and any board members can come and go. And if there's more than 3, it's covered.
Yeah, and then the public can come too, right?
Yeah, if they want to. But, usually we have like one guy kind of come in and ask some questions or especially if
Sure.
we're working on budgets. That's when we work on the budget is usually on Wednesday mornings.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Velvet. That's probably what we should do. That's what I think we should do. Make it
Okay,
a real meeting, put it on an announcement, put it on the calendar. I think that'd be fine. So. But I think, yeah, with that, let me know if you can attend and then we'll make a decision,
just on that.
based on that. So
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if I can.
I mean, I'll be there for sure.
you'll be here. Good. And I know you work it in the day or I don't know, so.
Yeah, I mean, my Fridays are actually the most flexible,
Okay,
but I usually don't try that far out in terms of like now school's starting. Gets a little
yeah.
wackadoodle.
More stuff to do, yeah. Anyway, I think Velvet's suggestion is perfectly fine and we can manage it that way. I think the more the merrier in this case, because I think it's a really important thing. And it's, as we're finding with the broadband thing, it's important to have everybody in the game and in the loop, so. Okay, could I be so bold as to approve the minutes of August 20th? Anyone have any feedback on those? Is it okay? So the minutes of August 20th, 2025 are hereby approved. And yeah, so I'll just open up the broadband hut discussion. So I don't know if everybody saw it, but so I did have a meeting with a standing meeting on Wednesdays today with Vantage and the driving team. And so I did mention that since I staked it out, that there was concern about how close it was, proximity to the town hall, and that we were wondering about siting it near to the south, and that we had reservations about fencing, including the fencing. So Braden, at the meeting, Brad Penny, who's the head guy, he said, I'll talk to Braden and he'll get some information later this afternoon and maybe he can come to the meeting, or I asked if he could come to the meeting, so he couldn't, but at any rate, he did send back an email. I don't know if everybody saw it, but so he called Bob. I didn't realize it, but he called Bob Rea and checked on setbacks and things. So he said he could move it to the west to make an 8-foot clearance between the proposed fence and the building.
So that's only moving it 5 feet west,
Yeah,
not 10 feet.
well, I'm just saying what he
I'm
said.
just saying, I mean, it was,
So he looked at the
Okay.
restrictions based on keeping 10 feet from the property boundary. And yeah, that's what he suggested. I don't know if he tightened it up at all, but he said.
The 10
Mo-
feet from the property boundary, are we talking about our zoning setback? Is that what that is?
What is it, what?
The 10 feet from the property boundary that they're talking about? What for them constitutes that? Are they getting that from our zoning law setbacks?
Yeah,
Well, if we wanted to go down that road, they're not applicable to town government. So we would have some leeway.
I can follow up with him. The one question I had is. I don't know if the property line's on the center line of the road. Probably not, because that wouldn't make sense, because 10 feet from that would be the edge of the road. Right, because
Probably not.
one side of the road is 10 feet, so. I'm guessing he's doing it from the high edge of the highway right away, something like that. I can ask Bob how they.
What about another location?
Braden didn't actually address that in the email. Right? Did you see it?
No, I
Oh,
can't find
okay.
it. I don't see it.
Okay.
No, I know, you wrote a summary, you said like, here's. What
Yeah, that
came out of a meeting, but
Right.
he never sent the.
Okay, maybe I didn't forward it or something, but anyway. So I thought, cause I said to Brad, what if we moved it closer to 79? And so he said, maybe I'll see if Brad can do a sketch out and propose something, but he didn't, so. I was thinking about it later, and I think they realized our concern was about proximity
But
to
we
the town
can't,
offices,
we
so.
provide them with a suggested sketch. Instead of waiting, depending upon them to imagine what
Yeah,
it would
we could
be.
do that.
I mean, I think that would be the more. Efficient way to go, because
Okay,
just saying to them, would you consider another location? We've already done that. You know what I mean?
so it looks like the distance to the building with an 8 foot, so the shed would be,
Even further.
would further away, so
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, like, what was that? 16 feet plus 8 feet. So
24 feet.
24 feet away between the shed and the building. And then you've got the generator in between those, looking at the,
Right,
right, the aerial that they sent.
so the other thing he said about not doing fencing is that if we don't do fencing, we will need to have a padlock on the handholds, the generator. And the shed, but
I think that's fine,
That's common sense.
Yeah.
right?
We do that anyway.
I
Yeah.
would, we could put a camera on it too. if we needed to.
yeah,
Tim, was it your suggestion that we don't have a fence around the town hall or any of the other infrastructure? It's totally relevant, I mean.
Yeah,
Well, they don't have one around. I think the real commonality here is probably the Frontier Hut down on the corner of Buffalo and 79.
mhm,
It's the same kind of structure. They don't have a fence.
mhm.
And if people are gonna be mad at somebody, they should have been mad at Frontier by now.
Right. They have a locked door.
It's terrible. So, I mean, this is a little different in that the utilities are a little bit more open.
yeah, I mean, that building's like a brick building. It just seems, and there's nothing else.
And it'll be like that.
Okay, but there's nothing else, and the Frontier doesn't have like a generator separate from the building, right?
No.
I've never seen,
I don't know, probably not,
yeah, so that's what might be different about that.
right? The generator, I mean, if that's the issue, then I'm totally comfortable with putting a cage over the generator,
Yeah.
locking it down.
Right,
And they said it didn't really hamper the operation
No,
of the
I don't think
generators, so.
so, didn't say that.
No.
I mean, the generator may never be used, you know,
Right,
it'll
right.
be used once or twice
I
a year.
know, that's the aggravation.
Knock on wood.
The other thing that I thought of this, I wanna bring it up, because it's on a separate meter, but I was thinking. You know, a real advantage to the town would be, but it's probably a bigger generator, right? If it covered both the town and the pop,
Yeah,
but I think that would make so much sense to have a generator that could.
It might be, I think it's confusing, because, the hut could go down and the town hall might not go down at the same time, it could be on different lines, or they could be. You know what I mean, like it,
That's true.
and how does it know when to turn on for one and not the other, or
Hmm.
does it force to both?
That's
And
true.
if one doesn't go out, I
Yeah.
don't know,
That's true.
it's complicated, but why not putting two in, if you're doing the infrastructure for one,
Yeah. But,
it might save. A little bit on
yeah, but I mean, we have to
purchasing,
obviously do the other one on our own budget.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we should do the other one
Purchasing.
in relationship to this project, when we're ready to do it, you know.
I mean, juxtapose the generators, put them in the same,
No, I meant if we're gonna do a generator for these two buildings. Probably it would make sense to wait until we're doing this refit, the
Oh, the
retrofit.
retrofit,
Yeah,
Because it would depend on where we put the generator,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
wait till the project here is
Yeah,
done. I
yeah.
agree,
that makes sense.
I agree.
so moving it that much further away from the side of the building is more comfortable to me without a fence, honestly.
Mhm.
Cause when you're gonna, the view is your eyes is gonna go all the way to the building before it's really impact, whereas if it was a fence, it'd just be like right there. It's a different perspective.
Yeah, it's funny, I think the mural talk influenced me, because, you know, at the beginning, I was horrified by a fence, but then I thought, you know. Maybe it could be cool, maybe it would actually screen. The stuff inside if there's several things on pads, but I'm
It'll look like a penitentiary.
just a thought.
I mean, you could still put a mural on this building, I don't
Yeah.
see why there's no
Yeah.
reason why.
That's,
That-
also
separate
murals.
project.
Three sides.
Yeah, that's true.
I
You
just
know.
think I didn't realize how much was gonna complicate access to, like, you know, for mowing the lawn and stuff like that, and. Even I wonder, like, I'm surprised there aren't any. Concerns about access for putting out a fire, or, you know, if they're. This fence is keeping you away from the building, basically.
Mhm. Hmm,
Uh,
that's a good point.
Fire access, and also the window, we were saying, getting
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
yeah,
windows.
yeah,
No, 3 feet, it's just dead space, it's like for
and
the
so there,
cats and chihuahuas.
I guess I should know this, but, I'm sorry, I don't, but there's nothing in the zoning about space between buildings.
No,
There's not,
there's not.
There's not,
we can have houses this close.
Well, there's the setbacks,
setbacks from the,
but those
which
were,
were a late addition by the town board.
they were,
I'll remind you all, yeah.
thanks to Mr. Murray.
um. So the setback thing wouldn't apply, cause that's still all part of the same lot.
Mhm. Although they were saying when they move it closer to the road, there is a 10-foot
You know, it's
setback
weird.
from the road.
Well, I guess that just depends, that might be a highway thing.
Yeah, no, I think, no,
I don't think it's zoning, I think it's. Highway, but that's something that we can ask Bobby about.
Say that again, about what?
I think 10 feet for road maintenance, not for zoning,
That,
10 feet from the road.
I mean, what's the, is that the same thing as the highway right away? That's from the middle of the road.
I think
isn't it?
the highway right away from middle of the road
Yeah.
is like. The normal case is 25 feet, so you have 10 feet of lane and 15 feet beyond that for keeping. So you can see what's going on.
and also for snow removal and
That's, yeah,
pulling over. Well, it sounds like they looked at that and it fits generally.
mhm,
The other spot that we were considering over here in the middle of the grass. I think if you ever wanted to put any kind of screening, I think it would the roots would interfere with any of the infrastructure underground. The septic drain field and the I don't know how deep the wells go for geothermal, but roots can still get down in there and disrupt pipes and
Yeah, so it looked like it would have been right over the geothermal line, but.
part of
they were
it.
Looking at maps.
Part of
It was a corner.
would be
Septic, part of the septic problem.
Oh, was it?
It was both. It was both.
There was a white
corner of
line, I thought
one
that
and
was the-
corner of the other.
yeah,
Which the footprint of the pad probably is not a concern.
that's right.
I think it's just if you ever wanted to do anything around it for screening, then you start to run
You
into
want to be
issues.
careful.
And even, yeah, I mean, future fence, even if you had to put a fence around it, you have to go down a certain depth. You don't want to be hitting the infrastructure.
Mhm.
Yeah, the loop field is deeper than that.
Yeah, but the septic usually is not.
Yeah,
It's maybe within 2 feet.
yeah.
At least mine is.
So I've seen 3 sites out there being talked about, that site, and then you sent a diagram.
Oh, Kate and I walked over
That-
here at one point and said, well, if we cut down this tree, there's plenty of room on this side of the building. But then you'd have to run utilities down this road, which is that town road or is that private
That's not a town road,
private driveway?
Fountain Matters,
Okay, so that wouldn't probably, you have to get an easement.
that's what I was worried about.
Difficult. Unless they were able to dig on our property, inside our property to bring utilities across. There's a grassy, between the road and the building, there's a grassy right of way. But I don't know how much space is over here.
I did pace it off, and
Okay.
it fits.
I mean, if, looking at it, it's not like this big, they put this big gray square, right?
Well, which it is, that's the concrete.
Because the
It's not,
pad,
it's not all gonna be concrete.
Well, the big one is,
This one here,
no, not that one.
not this, this.
Yeah,
whole
that's
thing.
concrete.
The 12 by 20 is this white, not the gray, this white
Oh,
here,
no,
just that.
It's just
I
that,
think that's true.
what are they gonna put the generator on?
Yeah, you have to,
It's a separate pad.
it's a separate pad.
well, what kind of pad?
Concrete,
Concrete.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm
mine,
saying.
but
It's concrete.
they're not connected, they're separate, there's a pad here. And then there's a pad there for
So
the
it's not
generator,
this big
Oh,
concrete,
What is it, gravel?
where?
for the generator, or they're both concrete.
Well, it's in-
Right, but is it on grass or is it on gravel? I'm assuming they're gonna put it on gravel.
I would assume that will go on gravel, but around it will be grass, it's not a big 32 square, 32 foot square.
Okay,
block of
I
concrete.
assumed it was, but
No,
No,
that's definitely not right.
so it's 2 pieces, and without the fence, it's 2 pieces, it's not one
big
big,
jalopy.
right, that's a
Huh.
good word.
So then, yeah, it would,
It would look, it
in this current
would
iteration,
look smaller than what
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
And so that footprint is just the disturbance area, cause they have to put cables and wires and pipes and,
you mean the square?
yeah, the
The
big
square-
I think
They were
that's the
gonna put a
perimeter
fence.
fence.
Oh, that's how they're designating the fence.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Uh,
put the fence around the whole shebang.
the
Yeah,
whole shebang,
I thought you were gonna call it
If they-
something else.
They take the fence off,
then it doesn't,
then we
Yeah.
have 2 things
Okay.
and then an underground thing.
got it.
Okay.
So then it
Which
doesn't
is
seem as,
more, it's less intrusive.
it is, totally is, because it's now 8 feet further.
Well,
Yeah.
farther we can push it
24
west.
feet. Yeah,
Farther we can push it
the farther we
west,
can push it
the
west, the
better.
better.
Well, we
Because
can,
then if we don't have the fence, this could be actually pushed
Yeah.
over here. Pushed it more
And you
down.
could go closer, you could go north, closer to that pole. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, why not have it close to the pole that's already there?
without the fence,
But
Yeah, push it.
there's not easements to that private driveway. I wonder,
we'll have to watch for that.
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause there's lawn between the driveway, there, I'm maybe 10 feet, something like that.
if you can move it more north and west, I'm for it, I mean. To me, in my mind, the way I look at it is it's part of the whole thing. Like, to me, it's like a necessary part of the project.
Yep.
And even if it's a little bit of an eyesore in that new location, it's not right up against the window anymore at that
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
It's-
Without a fence.
We're agreed that no fence. right?
Mhm.
We're all
Yeah.
agreed on that.
Mhm.
No
I think
fence
so.
or padlocks.
I will communicate such. Braden is anxious to hear our discussion tomorrow.
We're agreed on that, right?
Yeah.
Is that, you know,
Yeah.
everybody's agreed?
No fence padlocks. Maybe a
The
cage.
thing is, you know, if we go with no fence. And for whatever reason, we decide a fence is more attractive, or there's some compelling reason, we can add a fence later.
I don't like the idea of putting it up and taking it down, that seems.
Yeah, I don't wanna do it that way,
I
I'd
don't
rather
think
do
we
it the
can
other
take it
way.
down, because that would be. Taking
I'd
down
be pretty
might be
surprised if we
safety.
added a
Yeah.
fence.
But still, I mean, we have to do it that way then. yeah.
Well, you know, say, I don't know, yeah, I
I would
would,
roll into here, sure. Sure.
I agree. I'd be surprised too.
So do we wanna, we don't have to make a resolution, but do we wanna say what we're looking for is how much we already know how much further west we can go, but can we go a little bit further north? Too,
Well, we might be able to go a little further west too, if there's no fence. They don't need that space.
Well, I can just, see, Bob will be in on Friday. So I'll follow with Braden tomorrow. Copy Bob, cause he ended up calling Bob to get these dimension things
So we can-
and just say, we'd like it. As far to the west
and
and
north,
north as you can make it.
Yeah.
It is. The hut. And its pad, right?
Mhm.
Right.
well, and with that, the generator. If you can-
Yeah, the generator, yeah, it tags along,
Yeah.
right,
Right, but not the fence. Once you take the fence off, it's a much smaller footprint.
okay.
Can I ask just a curious question? Whether we'd be able to put the generator on the north of the hut? If we move
And move the hut to
over,
the south a little bit?
or if, no, if we move the
Oh.
hut over west.
Oh, not
Is
move
it
it
possible to
north,
put the generator on the
Yeah.
north side?
Yeah, so that they're in a line kind of,
And so that there's
I like
much
that.
more space
Well,
between the town hall
Yeah,
and that.
yeah,
I like that a lot,
that's a good idea.
I like that a lot.
well, let me,
I don't know,
I mean, there might not be enough room, I don't know.
or I think the access to the hut is at the ends. So it can't include access. But
We
maybe,
must only need one end to access.
yeah,
I'm just wondering if the way the utilities are coming in.
I think they could manage that.
Well, there are some wires coming into the underground box, cause there's the underground box too, you have to remember, there's really 3 parts. And those wires there are major lines. So if you move this over here, now you're crossing this major line here, whatever that line is,
Well,
but. It's a redesign,
it's a reading line,
redesign,
a redesign.
yeah,
oh,
because someone took time figuring out where all these wires
Exactly.
go.
Exactly,
And so if you move this over here, this gets all complicated.
yeah,
but.
but we don't have to figure it out, we can
No.
ask the question.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, and maybe they can do it, maybe they can't, so I'll ask the question.
Right,
I mean, having lined up north-south would be awesome. Because then the visual impact would be almost, we'd have a hut there by the road.
Mhm.
But even if they site it on the east side a little bit, I think that's good too, that'd be fine. I do want to acknowledge, Tim and Kate were out this morning looking at the corner site and. I don't know if they liked that, I have reservations about it.
Corner site?
So placing it on the other side of the sidewalk out toward Route 79,
Over here,
yeah,
Yeah.
where we were talking about, you were talking about
it
it
might
on the-
impact,
on the geothermal and all that, but. So we did talk about it a little bit, but, I just think it would be there kind of. I don't know, I think the impact on the town hall would be more visual.
I mean, what I like about this is it's the linear, everything, all the infrastructure is lined up. Whereas if you plop something out there in the middle of the field, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
beep, and skewed off to the front of the building. thank you for trying to think about it.
But
The no fence makes a big difference to me in how it looks.
no offense.
No,
No,
yeah,
but not having a fence.
yeah.
No offense, I got it.
And
So I
of
think-
course, we would lock everything, I mean, that goes without saying
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would do that with a fence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, probably so.
Sure.
yeah, they would.
Sure they would.
Yeah,
I would know a handhold that bit me in the rear. But yeah,
No, I think we need to be just a little bit forceful about our preferences,
oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and,
No, it was great. They invited my input today, and so I think they were expecting maybe that we had concerns. I just, so the due date for proposals, like, I think Bob is, I'll find out on Monday, but, I think he's planning to probably do the pads within the next couple of weeks, so we kind of have to decide, but
I think we pretty much decided, haven't
Yeah.
we?
do
Please
people
move it
feel,
as far as you can northwest and no fence.
okay, so people feel good about this?
yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. That's great.
no, they're not supposed to feel good about it, just, oh, you agreed.
I feel fine.
I'll never feel good about this.
I feel good about it.
I don't care. No, I mean, I care, but I think, especially in a new location, after a while, your eye is just like not gonna take it, you're just gonna. You're not gonna pay attention to it.
Well,
I
I
think so
think if
too.
you're working from within the building, you would pay attention to it. So pushing it away.
Right, that's what I'm
would really
saying,
help.
if you do it in this new
Yeah.
location, you're not gonna,
Yeah,
and especially if it doesn't have a fence, you're not gonna pay attention. I
Right,
just. I mean, even with a fence, I'd probably get used to it, but I just think the lack of access, I just think it makes it so complicated for. Trying to get in there if you wanna mow the lawn or if there's fire or whatever, I just think having this fence there is gonna be,
Mhm.
makes it too complicated.
Well, what I'll do, I think good input, I'll follow up with Braden tomorrow, and then if he has, he may have other responses, and then I'll send those to you, and we'll go from there. But I think I think we're in good shape, so, yeah, I'll copy my email,
Okay,
and if I missed anything or anything's off, then just chime right
you
in.
won't, you won't.
Great.
Just two things, northwest, no fence.
Okay, I got it, and Velvet's got it too, so I think we're
And
good.
sheep, we wanna add sheep.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's gotta be plenty of room for sheep to get in.
Nothing
And a mural, come on, guy, don't forget the mural.
That's right.
Well, once it's up, there's a good chance we could get a grant for
That's
the
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
county grant for the mural.
That'd be great.
Puts it up, they're county beautification grants,
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
if they still exist. I mean, in another year or two, they might not exist.
There's also a couple other grants that, like the Faulkner Foundation and a couple other ones that could be used for that. That's what we did in Richford
great.
For
Great.
a
for the
mural?
mural at the park.
Okay.
Yeah, we have
Wow.
a mural at the park.
oh, that's
It was
great.
an arts council one where the kids actually help design it and do it. It's
That's
really
awesome.
cool. You
Yeah.
should go look at it.
I definitely will, Velvet.
I wanna recreate the midnight sun.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Great, thanks, Velvet. All right, have we covered the bases? Have we covered everything?
Items for September 17th meeting.
Yeah, we do need to consider that. That's a good point. The item that I expect for the September 17th meeting is I would like to. My plan is my statutory responsibility is to get you the tentative budget by the end of this month. But I'm planning to do it by the next meeting.
That'd be great.
So that's what I plan to do.
Have you heard back from all of the departments?
No, but their deadline is before then, so. And if I don't hear back, then I can hear back later and we can tweak it or whatever, but
Make me
And Judge Barr had the message from me. I didn't CC you, but just responding to her email to me. Saying I'm happy to help her think through the budget process as
Well, you know, we have a liaison to the court, so I
Yeah.
think we need to be clear about
Okay.
what we're doing here.
Otherwise,
I do.
I'm happy to pass that on to you if you'd rather be.
I'm being nice and responding to an email I got. I mean, I can correct and say, no, I'm not the liaison, don't talk to me anymore. That's fine.
Well, she can talk to anybody she wants, but that is going a little sideways, in my opinion. I
There's a history to going sideways.
yeah,
It's fine. I'm learning history. It's fair.
yeah.
I got it.
Have you responded yet to her? or
I did.
anything? Okay, and, yeah. I would steer her to Michelle.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No problem.
I would say if you personally feel differently, then, you know,
Go ahead.
that's okay.
No, I responded as being nice.
Mhm. Yeah. That's my feeling about it. But thanks for letting us know. So that's the thing, the budget, what else?
And I mean, it's possible that Bill will want to present the.
Yeah, I'll follow up with Bill.
Especially since he must be in town since we're having a meeting the day before. so.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to come and had any questions also about the subdivision revisions, we could do that then too.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Did we talk about last meeting? I can't remember. The amphibian crossing. Did we talk about the meeting that we had? Did we tell everybody? can't
I
remember.
Yeah, I thought so.
briefly, you
Okay.
did,
Briefly, I heard it was very long.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember if we talked,
Yeah.
if we reviewed
Yeah.
it on that.
so, yeah, it was long, it was a decent meeting. Leanne did get back to me with a request for a letter of support. I believe she's planning to request from the Park Foundation, like in January, so it's not imminent. She said this is in a hurry. So, I guess that's one update I kind of forgot about, but that would be for part of the local share that she's trying to pull together. But yeah, I think it's gonna be important that the onus is now on the Salamander working group, as I see it, to pull together a funding plan.
Yeah.
So,
And an application plan, a grant
yeah,
plan.
yeah, exactly, and follow through with it, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, and you can tell the 6 Mile Creek thing is done, right?
yes, yeah. So that's all done, we paid for it at the last meeting. And, I walked it one day, looks great. And that's. As you all, I think, know, Debbie Halpern invites people to walk there respectfully, check it out.
I'm wondering if we shouldn't do a little resolution thanking her for her cooperation in this. I mean, she basically gave them permission to launch from her property. She was very cooperative all the way along. I don't know if they ended up cutting trees or not. But just as a gesture from us, it might not be a bad thing. Next meeting, just to do a little resolution.
Sure.
Cause she could have, somebody else could have just said,
No, yeah.
no.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did get easements from several landowners there. So I could maybe kind of weave it all together,
All of them, yeah.
so.
I mean, ultimately, it improved their land too, right? Cause if
It-
it washes out, then
Absolutely.
Sure.
bad.
But it could just be a good gesture on our part to make them all aware that we're aware of their cooperation.
Exactly, okay.
And some of them also have land that is adjacent to the trail. Little.
Sorry.
Yeah, so some of them have land that's also adjacent to the trail to the Rupp, so some
Yeah.
appreciation to adjacent landowners would be
Mhm.
a good move.
Yep, all right,
We break a record yet?
No.
No, we missed it.
did we what?
Break a record.
According to that clock or according to mine, it's 8:12.
For the,
Well, you know, we're close, I think.
do we break a record for the short meeting? No,
No,
we've had much shorter meetings, believe it or not. Not often,
no,
but we have,
We've had much longer meetings.
yeah,
We've
we've
had
had
much
that
longer
too,
meetings.
so, yeah. So.
yeah, ever since the zoning law passed. Just have not had-
This is so boring.
You sound so disappointed.
Nobody wants to come talk to us.
All right, I'm gonna offer a motion to adjourn.
So second.
Michelle got that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. The board meeting is adjourned at 8:13 PM. Thank you, Velvet.
Yep, you're welcome. See you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Velvet.